Okay, so this is a video where this guy, you can see he's standing next to the treadmill. If I go back a little, you'll see like, watch, he's working out in the back. You can see back here, and his son is basically running on a treadmill. The only thing weird is the son's 6. I mean, guys, you remember being 6? I mean, you didn't really run on treadmills. I mean, maybe a little screwing around, but you did not. I didn't. I don't know anybody who did seriously run on a treadmill. Like, watch this kid. Watch how much. I'll speed it up a little bit. I mean, this kid is running on a treadmill. Actually, we'll put it at like as fast as it goes 2 times. All right, watch this. Boom. All right. You know what? I better not do that because it makes it look like he's running fast, which it's not funny though. But it just kind of look funny how fast he's running. But this dad is sick because he has this kid running on a treadmill. Right? He's 6 years old. And you can see he's running on a treadmill for like minutes. Time passes, he's still running. Dad's in the back working out. All right. I mean, so far, nothing weird, right? Dad's still working out. Dad walks over. I don't know what he's doing, checking his phone or whatever. Walks over, and he's like, all right, hey, you're running, you know. You're running. Now, mind you, this is the guy on the left. That's the dad. He's in trial for murder of his son, and you'll see why in a couple minutes. And I'll show you some other things that were said and done that were really disturbing. I mean, this is sick. I mean, look, I think he's speeding it up, which is really, really... I mean, come on, man. He's 6 years old. Like, he's 6. Like, come on. 6 years old. You're speeding up a treadmill on a 6-year-old, having him run along. I mean, I know some fathers out there push their kids for athletics and things. But as you'll see, this is not the case. This is sick, and I'll show you why. So we'll jump ahead a little bit, right? We're like, this kid's starting to get tired, right? This poor kid. God bless him. I mean, he is in a full sprint. Look at this. Look at this kid, guys. Boom. Falls down. What's his dad do? He's not picking him up to help him. Like any adult would pick you up, help you. Hey, maybe, you know, you're pushing yourself a little too hard, son. Just take it easy, you know. Walk or we'll head back to the house. Something normal, right? No, look at this asshole is doing. This piece of shit. Look. Look at this. Get back on there. The kid's 6. Disgusting. Look at this. So watch. Kid's trying to run, man. God bless this little kid. Look at him, man. Oh, it's giving me chills just watching it. I feel. Oh, it's so disgusting. Look at this. He falls again. This little guy, and he knows Dad's gonna make me. Boom. He's hitting the treadmill. Look at him, man. It's brutal. You guys see this? He's so tired, but he knows. He's got to run on there or he's going to get in a lot of trouble. So, look at this, guys. I mean, just the sickest thing I've ever seen. I mean, this poor kid is running as hard as he can. And you know, you can't hear what this guy's saying in the video. You know, obviously, he's telling him to get back on there or he's going to face worse consequences, I'm sure. Because what 6-year-old would keep subjecting themselves? No, what adult, what human would subject themselves to just falling over and over? When you get tired, you stop. It's just sickening, right? Sickening. So I'm going to jump ahead. Unfortunately, this poor little guy, he actually died. And that's what this case is about. And I just want to bring attention to this case because, I mean, I heard about it and I saw it and it's still ongoing to the best of my knowledge. It just made me so sad. I have kids, you know, so even if you don't have kids, I mean, we were all kids at once. I mean, this is sick. This guy probably looked up to his dad as his hero, you know? And this is the betrayal that he received. So we're going to jump ahead. This little guy, he died eventually. And this is the doctor that was involved with the autopsy. And here's what he says about this, why he died.
Do you have an opinion after you reviewed all of this material in regard to the decedent's cause of death?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors what that opinion is?
I'm simply going to quote from my report because it's a mouthful, and we'll break it down. But Corey died of blunt impact injuries of the chest and abdomen with laceration of the heart, left...
So, like, I don't pretend to be a doctor or anything. Like, I don't, know a lot about medical, but I imagine, blunt force falling on that treadmill, it had to be painful. I mean, come on, man. It's brutal. Like, dad just kept letting him fall and hit his chest. So I imagine that's what that's related to.
Pulmonary contusion and laceration and contusion of the liver.
And can you explain to the jurors when you say cause of death, what does that mean?
Cause of death is, I mean, it sounds simple enough, but it's something that's very specific. Cause of death is the disease or injury or combination of those things that initiates what's ultimately a lethal train of events, and without which death would not have occurred. So there are many, many, many causes of death.
And what about blunt force trauma? Can you explain to the jurors what that means?
In forensic pathology, there are various kinds of
Get great tasting nutrition to start every day at drinkag1.com.
Get your free copy of my new bestseller.
Sorry about this, guys. I don't have premium on this particular channel. I don't have
external forces that can act on the body. There could be penetrating trauma, such as that from gunshot wounds or stab wounds.
Right.
Or there can be blunt impact injury. And in that situation...
And, like, that's what we're seeing here, guys. Like, this dad just let his kid fall over and over and over on that treadmill with no way to protect his little body. I mean, why would... I mean, look, I don't know if the dad... Like, to play devil's advocate here, I don't know if the dad meant to kill his son, but why would you make him run so hard that it keeps falling? Why? Why would you do this? Like, who in their right mind, especially, I mean, of all things, a 6-year-old. I mean, I get, like, older people, maybe they get injured working out or push themselves too hard, but a 6-year-old, I mean, a 6-year-old solely relies on his father for protection, to protect him from things like this, from injuries and falls, and put a Band-Aid on it when he does, you know, not to cause it and just repeatedly allow it to happen or force it to happen. It's sickening.
You have force applied to the body over a much broader area than a single bullet or blade would cause. That blunt impact could be a small area or a large area, but it produces a different kind of injury than penetrating trauma does. And the kinds of injuries associated with blunt impact include contusions or bruising of the skin or internal organs, lacerations, tearing of tissue because of the result of the blunt force applied to it, or fracture of bone.
And what affects blunt force trauma and the impact on the body?
Well, the impact can be anything from minor to life-threatening. If you get up in the middle of the night in a strange hotel room and hit your shin against a nightstand, that may raise...
So we hear this. I mean, look, like I said, I'm not a medical expert. I don't know if anybody out there who watches this will be. But I mean, he sustained such blunt force trauma on his little chest that it basically caused, like, what, lacerations in his heart and in his organs? I mean, come on, man. Come on. This is like he may have not meant to kill his son, but I'll tell you what. Letting him fall over and over like that, I mean, he meant something bad. There's no good to come of that, right? And here's his Google searches. I just wanted to show you this quickly. This is some of the Google searches that he made, which were just crazy.
Afterwards, let's take a listen.
A search conducted on March 25th, 2021 at 9:36:31 p.m. The body of the search states, will red marks turn into bruises? Next entry is April 2nd, 2021 at 6:10:22 p.m.
So these are actually like searches that the father made on his, I guess, on his phone or whatever device. That's what you're hearing.
The search was, can your phone be tracked in airplane mode?
The next one.
The next search was for April 2nd, 2021 at 6:10:35 p.m. for, can my car be tracked? Next search was on April 4th, 2021 at 9:58:03 a.m. The search was, there was a murder determined from an autopsy. How long to file charges?
Is there another one?
The last one is on April 4th, 2021 at 10:21:16 a.m. The search was, how long after an autopsy to file charges get filed?
So, like, you know, this is a horrible case, and I think, like I said, it's still ongoing. 31-year-old father basically causes the death of his 6-year-old son from the first video we saw with the, abuse on a treadmill. Let's be honest. It's abuse. He's not pushing him hard. It's total abuse, right? There's a lot of ways you can abuse children. I mean, there's mental, physical. I mean, I've never seen someone abuse their kid to where they're like forcing them to run on a treadmill so much that they're falling down and injuring themselves. I mean, I've never even heard of something like that. I mean, that's like just torture, straight torture. I mean, I know parents have hit their kids and killed them. I mean, and that's, you know, a whole different story, but like, this is torture. And this case is ongoing. I just wanted to, like, even if 3 people watch this, I just wanted to, like, bring it to people's attention, because these are things, these people are doing these things, man, and this stuff's happening, and it's just heartbreaking. And like I said, even if you don't have kids, even if you don't even really particularly like kids, I mean, we were all kids at one time. I have kids, and I'd take a bullet for my kids. I mean, come on. This guy would put the bullet into his kid, it seems like. I don't know how society has become like this. Like, I don't know if it's always been like this, or if it's just something new that we're just seeing now, but man, it is fucking horrible. And I just wanted to, I don't know, it shocked me, and I just wanted to, like, play it and get it off my chest, and maybe you guys can look into this and just, you know, educate yourselves that we all got to be on the lookout for things, I'll tell you, because there's people out there that are just so bad. And even parents of children, if you ever think something's not right, because I'm sure this guy must have did stuff that, like, didn't seem right, I'll be willing to bet. Report that stuff, or find out what's going on, you know? But, all right, guys, I'm going to put some more up soon about some other things and that are bothering me in life, and that are, maybe some things that are interesting. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.
All right, testimony continuing.